In this podcast episode featuring Tim Kennedy, a former military member, the discussion revolves around the alarming statistic that 77% of U.S. 17 to 24-year-olds are unqualified to join the military due to various reasons, such as obesity, drug abuse, physical health, and mental health issues. This poses a significant challenge for the Department of Defense as the pool of potential recruits is shrinking, affecting the overall readiness and effectiveness of the military. Tim Kennedy highlights the impact of societal issues such as obesity, drug abuse, and mental health on the ability of young individuals to qualify for military service. He emphasizes the importance of physical fitness, mental resilience, and a sense of purpose in serving the country. The current generation is facing challenges such as lack of physical activity, unhealthy diets, and a culture that prioritizes individualism over collective responsibility. Kennedy stresses the significance of having a sense of purpose and serving a cause greater than oneself. He shares his own experiences of finding meaning and fulfillment through service in the military, where he was able to make a positive impact on communities and contribute to national security. He believes that young individuals need to embrace responsibility, self-sufficiency, and a commitment to making a difference in the world. One of the key challenges is the need to effectively communicate the value of military service to the younger generation. Kennedy acknowledges that there is a lack of understanding and appreciation for the role of the military in promoting stability, security, and opportunity, both domestically and internationally. He emphasizes the need to highlight the positive impact of military service in creating a better world and providing individuals with a sense of purpose and fulfillment. The conversation delves into the cultural shifts that have contributed to the current societal challenges, including the rise of individualism, technology, and a lack of intergenerational knowledge transfer. Kennedy points out the erosion of traditional values such as family, community, and shared responsibility, which has led to a generation that lacks a sense of purpose and direction. He discusses the importance of individual agency in taking control of one's life, making responsible choices, and finding meaning through service and contribution to society. Kennedy shares his firsthand experience of being in combat, describing the intense sensory overload and chaos that comes with it. He explains how the smells of burning flesh, gunpowder, and diesel, combined with the sight of destruction and violence, create a surreal and overwhelming environment. He emphasizes that the fog of war makes it difficult to process and articulate what is happening in the moment. Kennedy highlights the importance of training and preparation in combat situations. He explains how soldiers undergo rigorous training to develop automatic responses to known problems, such as emergency reloads and maneuvering tactics. By practicing these responses thousands of times, soldiers can react quickly and effectively in high-stress situations, relying on their training to guide their actions. Kennedy discusses the current situation at the U.S.-Mexico border, highlighting the challenges faced by Border Patrol agents and law enforcement in dealing with the influx of immigrants and criminal activities. He describes the porous nature of the border, with cartels exploiting vulnerabilities to smuggle people, drugs, and weapons into the country. He suggests strategies for improving border security, including finishing the border wall, implementing surveillance technology, and increasing staffing and resources for Border Patrol agents. He emphasizes the need for a coordinated approach to border security, involving federal, state, and local agencies working together to address the challenges posed by illegal immigration and criminal activities. By enhancing border security measures and enforcing immigration laws, the U.S. can better protect its borders and ensure national security. Kennedy explains the role of Special Forces units in combat and border security operations. He describes the structure of an operational detachment alpha, consisting of 12 members with specific roles and responsibilities. Each team member plays a crucial part in executing missions, from the team sergeant coordinating the team to the weapons specialist providing firepower support. Special Forces units rely on teamwork, leadership, and specialized training to accomplish their objectives. Kennedy discusses the importance of leadership and decision-making in combat situations. He explains how team leaders and commanders must make split-second decisions under pressure, balancing the need for quick action with strategic thinking. Effective leadership is essential in guiding teams through chaotic and dangerous environments, ensuring that missions are executed successfully and safely. Kennedy discusses the concept of non-shoot snipers, soldiers who struggle to pull the trigger in combat despite being trained to do so. He attributes this phenomenon to the intimate nature of long-range sniping, where soldiers can see their targets up close and personal, making it harder to dehumanize them. He also acknowledges that some individuals simply cannot bring themselves to take another person's life, even in the heat of battle. Kennedy shares stories of remarkable individuals like Roy Benavides, a war hero who displayed incredible bravery and selflessness in Vietnam, and Shugarton Gordon, two Special Forces snipers who sacrificed their lives to save their comrades during the Black Hawk Down incident. He expresses admiration for these individuals and believes their stories should be more widely known to inspire others. Kennedy recounts his own experiences in combat, including a harrowing firefight in Afghanistan, where his team ran out of ammunition and had to fight for days against overwhelming odds. He reflects on the challenges of war, including the physical and psychological toll it takes on soldiers, as well as the difficult decisions that must be made in the heat of battle. He discusses the concept of collateral damage in war, acknowledging the complexities and moral dilemmas that arise when civilians are caught in the crossfire. Kennedy explains how terrorist organizations deliberately use civilians as shields to manipulate the battlefield and create propaganda against the opposing forces. He emphasizes the importance of minimizing collateral damage while also recognizing the challenges posed by enemy tactics. Kennedy shares harrowing experiences from his time in war, such as an incident where they had the opportunity to shoot a man running from a building they were targeting, but chose not to. This decision weighed heavily on him, as he believed that the man may have alerted others, leading to a more dangerous situation. Another memory that haunts him is a tragic accident involving a van full of women and children that crashed, resulting in severe injuries and casualties. He vividly recalls the chaos and devastation at the scene, including the sound of a child in extreme pain. Despite his challenging experiences, Kennedy reflects on his journey towards becoming a better person. He acknowledges his past mistakes and the actions he took in his youth that were not aligned with being a good man. He emphasizes the importance of judging oneself based on actions rather than thoughts, and highlights the significance of taking steps to improve and align one's actions with their intentions. Kennedy delves into the concept of the purpose of pain, emphasizing the lessons learned from difficult experiences. He shares how pain, whether physical or emotional, can serve as a catalyst for growth and self-improvement. He believes that the key to overcoming challenges is to focus on actions that lead to positive outcomes and to learn from past mistakes. As someone who works closely with veterans, Kennedy discusses the current state of veteran mental health. He notes the challenges faced by veterans returning from war, including feelings of regret, survivor guilt, and struggles with reintegration into civilian life. He highlights the importance of addressing mental health issues among veterans and the need for support and understanding from society. He also highlights the positive steps taken by the U.S. Armed Forces in providing holistic care for veterans, including access to gyms, dietitians, and mental health support. Kennedy shares his personal wellness practices, which include regular exercise, clean eating, and prioritizing sleep. He emphasizes the interconnectedness of physical and mental health, highlighting how maintaining a healthy lifestyle contributes to overall well-being. The conversation then shifts to a personal experience where ISIS made a credible threat against Kennedy and his family. His response to this threat by publicly sharing his address on live television, challenging the terrorists to come after him. While the situation did not escalate, his bold response showcases his resilience and determination to protect his loved ones. Kennedy also delves into his thoughts on gun control and the right to bear arms. He strongly believes in the inherent right to protect oneself and opposes any restrictions on access to firearms, He argues that individuals should have the freedom to choose the tools they deem necessary for self-defense without relying on fingerprint or facial recognition technology. The discussion then transitions to the state of the American education system, a topic that Kennedy is passionate about. He criticizes the current system for failing to adequately prepare students for real-world challenges. He advocates for a more hands-on, project-driven approach to learning, where students are actively engaged in creating and selling products. He shares examples of young students who have successfully launched businesses and learned valuable lessons through practical experience. Kennedy's vision for education includes a shift towards Socratic and mentorship-based learning, where students are guided by mentors rather than traditional teachers. He believes in empowering families to be actively involved in their children's education and plans to expand his mentorship program to reach more students across the country. Ultimately, he aims to defund and abolish the Department of Education within the next 5 years in favor of a more innovative and effective approach to learning. He continues by talking about the school voucher program, which he hopes Texas will implement. He explains how the current system forces parents to pay for schools they don't use, and how a voucher program would allocate funds per child, giving parents more control over their children's education. Kennedy then talks about his school, Apogee Strong, which focuses on individualized education and family involvement. He emphasizes the importance of parents being actively engaged in their children's education and highlights the success of his school in preparing students for college and beyond. The conversation shifts to the role of fathers in raising children. Kennedy believes that becoming a father changes priorities and leads to a sense of purpose and fulfillment. He encourages fathers to spend quality time with their children and be actively involved in their lives. Kennedy expresses frustration with the current state of American politics, citing division, lobbying, and corruption as major issues. He calls for significant changes in the political system, including term limits, age limits, and the removal of lobbyists and corporate influence. Despite the challenges, he remains optimistic about the future and believes in the power of unity and positive change. He emphasizes the need for drastic reform and a fresh start in various aspects of society, including education and politics.